In this video, I'm going to show you how I transformed our sad little spare room into an inspiring, multi-purpose guest room with only £50 and a 6-month-old in tow. Oh no! Let's go. Hello and welcome to Room. Please excuse me looking like a sweaty mess. I'm just back from my mummy and me fitness class, so we've been doing some with the baby, some of that, so I'm a bit sweaty, but no time like the present to get started on this room. So here are the issues with this room. It's quite small and it's our spare bedroom, so it serves many different functions. It's where we host guests that are staying with us. It's also where we have a big chunk of Nora's baby clothes. It's also where Lewis does his saunaing, where I do my keyboarding, and also where we dry all of our washing. So it's an extremely multi-purpose space, and it's really not that big of a space. So that's why this room has always just never been done, because it's too overwhelming and its purpose changes all the time and it needs to be flexible. So I've never really wanted to commit anything to it beyond literally just paint. However, I think it is now time. I think it's time. I think we can do something, and I think we can just make this a little bit of a nicer space for us to enjoy, but also our guests to enjoy. But the main thing is with this room is I don't want to spend any money. I really don't. I'm giving myself a budget of £50. I don't want to spend any more than £50 on this room. So I want to just be reusing all the stuff that we have, maybe pulling in a couple of things from the rest of the house, swapping some things out. We're really just going to be working with what we have and just trying to give a bit of a facelift to this per room. All right, let's start with layout. So that I can focus on the layout, I'm first going to declutter. I'm going to see if there's anything that can find a forever home elsewhere. Hiya. So like this big black shelving unit that's in here is actually not ours, so we need to get our friend to come and pick this up, etc, etc, and then we can focus on layout. Okay, let's go. Okay, now that we are emptied down to the basic big furniture pieces that are going to be remaining in this room, including the sauna, it's fine. I'm now just going to start playing, moving things around. We've had this room in a couple of different configurations, and I think ultimately having the bed where it is the best. But I'm thinking about possibly bringing it out more into the center of the room so that the keyboard can go over there. Maybe that'll make the flow a bit better. I don't know. Let's play. This is the layout that I've decided to go for. I think it's very functional and it makes a lot of sense. You've got the sauna is hidden behind the door so that it's still easy to be used by Lewis every single day. Boy is committed to his sauna, but also you can't actually see it unless you're in the room. So I think that that is good. I'm happy with this. Ideally, we would plaster this ceiling, but honestly, I can't picture how that could happen with Nora. Plastering is so time sensitive that if she needed a feed or she was grumpy or like anything, it wouldn't work. So we're gonna do the next best thing, which is paint it. I know for a fact that that shot isn't gonna work. I kicked the camera so many times. Who let me be a YouTuber? One of the big challenges with this space, oh my goodness, it's echoey in here and I'm holding my boob. One of the big challenges in here is that we don't have a headboard. This bed frame we love because it's got drawers on either side, but this bed frame does not have a headboard, and a headboard is just not in my budget. Like, secondhand headboards are really expensive. I don't know why, but they just are. So I don't have the budget for it, and I've been umming and ahhing about what to do because we've got high pieces of furniture. Like, something needs to be done to like anchor this bed to the wall. I like the look of when people do the painted archway behind the bed frame. That is really nice and definitely an option, but the thing is that then takes away our flexibility with this room, because that then means the bed can only be there, otherwise it'll look really weird just having this random arch on the wall. So I've been thinking about it for a couple of days, and I have decided I'm gonna go with a stripe in the very similar vein as to the one I did in the living room downstairs. And I think that's going to look really nice. I think it's going to anchor the bed. It's also going to bring some verticality, but also still gives us flexibility. So if we end up moving the bed around, a stripe looks fine. Like, a stripe doesn't necessarily mean that that was once a headrest. Like, I think it's fine. So let's stripe it up, am I right? Up. I was so excited to get started with the stenciling that I didn't even explain what was going on, but that big blank wall on the right hand side when you're looking at the room, I really wanted to wallpaper it with something really like fun and interesting, but wallpaper is really quite expensive. So then I thought, why don't we just try paint stenciling, because we already have tons of paint. I think most people who do house renovations just have tons of paint in the shed. So stenciling, it seemed like a nice budget way of achieving the wallpaper look without having to actually pay for expensive wallpaper. The stencils arrived last night. Oh, I am so excited, and I cannot wait for Nora's first nap. So Lewis has her downstairs before he starts work. I just want to, even if I just get one done, I just want to see what it looks like. I'm so excited. The stencil pack came with like 16 stencils, so I picked 6 of them last night that are my favourite, and I'm gonna do 2 for each colour. So this is the first one, a nice little fern. This is gonna be in green, of course, ferns are green, am I right? I wonder if I should have like watched a video tutorial or something first before I do this. I feel like it's fairly simple. Okay, that's not that good. A good evening. I am a much older and wiser version of the girl that you saw before. I have taken notes from our girl Carrie from Studio R12 Stencils, and the stenciling has been going much better than before. We are no longer bleeding everywhere. It's looking really good.
2 hours later.
Raise your hand if you have been personally victimized by your 5-month-old going to sleep perfectly at bedtime, sleeping for an hour, lulling you into a false sense of security, then waking up and being up for 2 hours, refusing to go back to sleep, and then finally going back to sleep at 10:15. SOS, I'm so tired. I got finished at 12:30 last night, and Nora was up at 6 AM. So I've had 5 hours of sleep. Is my eye twitching? But we just had to get it done because I was only able to do the painting while Nora was asleep. So it has literally taken me 4 whole days to paint the ceiling, a singular stripe, and a few stencils. But the VOCs are cleared from the room now, so we can now do stuff while she's awake. So we should be progressing a much better pace from now on. And I am like pretty happy with how the stenciling's turned out. I think the cream ones, can you even see that, are really not as visible as I thought they would be. But what I'm gonna do is just finish decorating the room, and if I'm still not particularly happy with it, it's very easy for me to just pick another color and just stencil over the top with a different color, maybe like yellow or something. You know me, I love yellow. So yeah, we'll see. People that like iron their sheets, like, listen, I get it. I ultimately would like to be there one day. I'm not there yet. I'm 29 and I'm not there yet. Protect yourself at all times on the job site. Unaffected. No, 1, 2, 3. Level. No, it's not level. Oh no, why do bad things happen to good people? I went to trusty YouTube to see if I could find a tutorial on how to fix this issue. I came up with nothing, so I've just manhandled it into a slightly better position. It's not perfect, but it's as good as it's gonna get, so nobody comment on my dodgy shelves, okay? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Side note, but my beverage containers go so nicely with the colour scheme in this room. Do not be deceived, for it is in fact the next day.
Lizzie McGuire, you are an outfit repeater.
So I was feeling really good yesterday. I felt like we'd absolutely crushed this gallery wall experience, and this was what I had planned, right? The ukulele, so cute. But then actually, to be fair, well, do you definitely hate the ukulele?
Hate it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So it has been decided, we do hate the ukulele, which is such a shame, but it's fine. Which means one thing, we need to hit up the charity shops and see if we can find something better. I do have this print, so I think if we can find a frame for it, this would be ideal. If not, we'll figure it out. I've secured the goods. I originally bought this frame with the intention of just using it as a frame, but then when I brought it home, Lewis was like, oh, I actually quite like that picture, and I was like, yeah, I suppose it's quite nice, so I hung it. But like, it was just making the room feel too antique-y and too like vintage. It just wasn't right. So I've swapped the image out for the map that we used to do the Byron Lakes circuit in Canada, which is where we got engaged last summer. So it just makes it a bit more sentimental, a bit more personalised, and I think it fits the space a lot better. I am almost ready to show you this room, but first let's talk budget. So we set out with a £50 budget and we spent £4.99 on stencils, £15 on the shelves, £19 on frames, I bought a cute little vase for £3 because it fit the colour scheme, and a light fixture for £25. Everything apart from the stencils were second hand, which is how I managed to get them a little bit cheaper. So that in total came to £66.99, but we're not stopping there. No, we're not, because I sold the light fixture that was currently in that room for £10 on Facebook Marketplace. And I don't know if you remember that box of curtains that I stumbled across at the start of this video. I put most of them to the charity shop and obviously swapped out the ones that are now in the room, but one pair of really quite nice ones I sold on Facebook Marketplace for £20. So our total spend on the room was, maths, £36.99. Okay, now let's see the room. There we go.